Hello everyone, welcome to another adventure in real estate where we talk about all things real estate. And today, well, here we are the middle of October and we are going to talk about market update. Every month we kind of go through what happened the previous month, talk about inventory, look at just general things that are going on in the market. And so today we're going to do that. First, we start off with residential homes that have sold. You look at homes that have sold throughout the Roanoke Valley. We're at 428 homes sold for the month of September of 2025. That's throughout the entire Roanoke Valley. If you were to break that down and look at what, maybe compare that to where we were a year ago, we were at 380 homes a year ago. You know, a little bit higher number when you look at comparisons from a year ago. The market is still strong, guys. I think that's a very real statement there. You know, when you compare what we happened in September of 2025 to 5 years ago, you know, we're at 612 5 years ago. So the market is not as strong as it was 5 years ago, but still a good market when you think about buyer demand. So that's overall residences in the Roanoke Valley. We'll switch things up and go here to Franklin County, kind of drill down. You look at 74 homes sold September of 2025. Compare that to 50 homes a year ago and 114 there 5 years ago. So again, that same theme I think kind of is ringing true. Still some good buyer demand, but certainly not as strong as it was 5 years ago. Then in the last column there we get into Smith Mountain Lake waterfront homes, waterfront residences, 34 last month in September. Look at a year ago, that takes you to 25, and then of course back 5 years ago, a significant difference in where we were from that standpoint. Breakout, just briefly, talking about residential homes, you think about those homes that sold in September of 2025, their average days on market was 45. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here as we wrap some things up. I'm going to talk about current inventory and kind of where average days are market are with that. But for those homes that sold a month ago, September of 2025, we are at 45. It took 45 days for those homes. That was the average days on market for those homes. So we're going to switch gears now, move out of residences and move into land. At the Kingery team here at Mountain to Lake Realty, we deal a fair amount in land, not only residential, but we do a fair amount of land. And so just going to give you guys a snapshot of where we are in that market as well. If you were to look here, land a month ago, September, we were at 66. If you compare that to a year ago, 61, and of course COVID, we were at 91. But things are still moving. There's a fair amount of demand, good demand for land. And when I pulled these numbers, this information would, again, goes from anything that's just a, you know, small lot, building lot to, you know, 3, 4, 500 acres, whatever comes up available on the market. That's going to be, everything's lumped in here together. Break that down, drill down a little bit into Franklin County. You can see there things still fairly steady. When you look at where we were last month compared to that month a year ago, and of course the market is not as strong as it was back right after COVID in September of 5 years ago. Smith Mountain Lake waterfront homes, you can see there still or say waterfront homes, but these are waterfront lots, excuse me, which you're looking at 5 a month ago, previous year. In September, we were at 9, and of course 20 5 years ago. So land, there's still a good demand. Things are still moving. And so if you have an interest in selling some property, selling land, selling residences, I think a big takeaway from this market update is there's still a good buyer demand out there. I talked about days on market there when we were talking about residences, and we'll just flip over here quickly into the inventory. Inventory as of this past week, we broke just over 1,400 homes in the Roanoke Valley that are available. And you know, guys, we've just continually seen that number go up and up here over the last, well, I mean, 12 months. I mean, that number is just continuing to climb. You know, last 60 days, we've gone up about 100 residences being available as far as inventory goes. And, you know, we break this out to Franklin County and into Smith Mountain Lake as well, those waterfront homes, and things are just inching up. You see that trend there throughout the Roanoke Valley, and it doesn't matter where you're at. I think that number is inching up. Homes are staying on the market longer, and we're getting more homes on the market to sell. We're still nowhere near where we were, you know, pre-COVID levels from that standpoint, but still, if you're a buyer in this market, you're getting more options. You've gotten a little more time to kind of look at some things because things are staying on the market a little longer. Average days on market for those 1,400 homes in the Roanoke Valley is 95. So 3 months is what the average days on market is for those 1,400 homes that are available today. So homes are staying on the market a little longer, and you know, giving you a little more opportunity as a buyer. But I caution you guys, you got to be careful with that, in that it's going to be, it's easy to say, oh, I've got time, and property comes on the market in 48 hours, it's under contract and it's moving on. So if there's something, you know, you're looking for something, let's not wait. Let's have things together, and let's go ahead and get on out there and get a look at it so that we can determine if it's the right home for you, the right property for you. If you're interested in buying or selling, we sure would love to visit with you. And reach out to us, Mountain to Lake Realty, 540-483-5566. The Kingery team, we'd love to visit with you. Guys, that's going to wrap things up today for this market update here in October. We're looking back at what's going on in the market. A few stats for you to handle. But that's going to take care of us for today. We'll look forward to seeing you next time on another adventure in real estate.